I mean, you definitely understood like kind of the implications of tonight in terms of like a little bit of a revenge on the mind. Understand that they kind of sent you home last year and you wanted to send them home without anything tonight. How satisfactory was it that you did that?
Oh, very satisfying. Obviously, the intention is to come into every game and get a win. We know how difficult opponents are in our league, but when we play our game to our ability, we like our chances against any opponent in this league. And obviously, losing to them last year here at home in the playoffs, first time seeing them since, I think it was very important for us to not only get the 3 points, but also, send a message, going into the second half of the season, given that that's our 15th league game, I believe. So there's 15 more in the league, and I think, it's time for us to really hammer down and start pushing and make a run to get into that top 4 for the rest of the year.
They got some big old dudes along that back line physically tonight. How difficult was it?
Oh, it was definitely a challenge for sure. Elvis and I think we did a good job of just, making their lives difficult. I mean, they definitely made our jobs harder and difficult, but, I think, with our experience and our ability, just to kind of, just get them off balance a little bit, knowing that we're not necessarily going to win everything, every duel, but just more so just making it difficult for them, making it hard for them. And I think we did a great job at that for 70 minutes. It was not easy, but we were able to do our jobs and get away with 3 points.
You're on a great run of form now, and especially you started tonight, but you've been coming off the bench. So I guess how has your mentality been in terms of coming off the bench, wanting to make an impact in less minutes, and then compared to tonight when you're starting the game and want to have an impact from minute 1?
Yeah, it's kind of been a strange season for me. Obviously missing the first couple of games of the season with injury, with surgery, and then obviously being out for like 4 weeks with the national team. So I haven't been able to obviously get into consistent form and consistent game time. So obviously now just being back with the group, it just speak to how talented our group is. We have guys who can step in and do the job, and guys have been doing the job. So I think it was huge for me just to prepare myself mentally, and obviously knowing that physically it was going to be a challenge, given that it's my first start of the season, the most minutes I've played this season. So, I think it was a good 70 minutes for me. And, I just look forward to getting sharper, getting fitter, more match minutes under my belt, and just, see where that takes me.
We didn't talk to you last week, but you scored in front of your kiddos last week. You got to go celebrate with them.
Absolutely.
You scored at the same end again, this week. How cool are those moments that you get?
Moments that I never take for granted. I've been blessed. I've been privileged. I've been fortunate to, play this game that I love at a high level. And obviously being able to do it for my family, but more so in front of my kids, makes it that much extra special. It's been a tough ride for me. It's been a tough ride for me. And, just having them here, it's been such a blessing. I try not to get emotional, but yeah, it's been such a blessing having them. And I just think, try to do it for them. You know what I mean? I see the smile, I see the joy that it brings to them. And, I just want to keep putting that smile on their faces, knowing how much that means to them, more so than what it means to me. You know what I mean?